I wouldn't be telling this if I hadn't heard it with my ears. I know what I experienced, and if I'm being honest, I wish I could forget it. I live alone in a small place tucked between a lake and a thick patch of forest in Nova Scotia. The kind of property people dream about until they live there and realize how painfully quiet the world gets when no one is around. The first night it happened, the wind had picked up hard, the kind that moans low through tree branches and makes the windows hum. That night, I'd been up late again, working from the desk by the bedroom window. The glow of my monitor was the only light in the house, and outside was nothing but a black void. No moon, just fog rolling off the lake like it had somewhere to be. It was a little past 2:30 when I heard it, a howling from the tree line, faint at first, barely audible over the wind. Gabriel. It sounded familiar, like it was my mother's voice, but not quite. It sounded muffled and raspy. I muted my song and followed the direction it was coming from, and then again, "Let me in." Only this time it sounded nearer. The voice was deeper, more guttural. It was coming from the living room window below, as if someone or something was standing right next to the glass. I froze, didn't breathe, and my throat went dry. It couldn't be. Mom and Dad passed away last winter due to a fatal car accident. I looked through the bedroom window, squinting into the darkness. No one was there, just the trees swaying and the fog thickening near the edge of the property. I know I heard it. I barely slept that night, startled at every rustle and creak of the woods nearby. In the morning, I went out into the yard to search for footprints, thinking it might have been teenagers playing pranks. There weren't any footprints on the flower beds. As I turned to walk away, I saw it. There were long claw marks just beneath the window pane, like something was trying to scratch its way in. It didn't look like a bear's claw. Whatever it was last night, it was definitely trying to get in, and I wasn't going to let it, or at least not without a fight. I went down to my basement to get and set up floodlights, motion sensors, and cameras all around my estate. That night, I went to bed early, hoping it was just stress, work burnout, or old grief rising back to the surface, but something felt off all day. The house was colder than usual, even with the heat running. I kept thinking I saw movement in the trees from the corner of my eye, flashes of something darting too fast to track. Around 2:41 a.m., I heard it again, a rasping voice. "Come out." Only this time it sounded like my dad. It wasn't the gentle tone he used when he needed help with the car or yard work. It was serious, urgent, like something was wrong and only I could fix it. I stayed in bed, covers pulled tight, staring at the ceiling like a kid. I wanted to move, but my body was locked in place. Then came the footsteps, slow, crunching over gravel, circling the house, heavy and deliberate, like someone dragging one foot. My Ring camera didn't go off, neither did the one at the back door, but I definitely heard the steps. Then, there was absolute silence. No wind, no rustling trees, not even the crickets made a sound. It felt like the world was holding its breath. At 3 a.m., I woke to both voices calling me in unison. "Gabriel, come." The way they said it made me sick. Not from fear, but because it sounded so wrong, like something remembering how their voices should sound, a recording with just enough distortion to make your teeth itch. Then came the tapping. 3 soft knocks on my bedroom window, which wouldn't be terrifying except for the fact that my bedroom is on the 2nd floor. There's no ledge, no overhang, nothing to stand on. I turned slowly, heart pounding in my ribs, and saw it. Something tall and thin and horribly wrong was tapping with long, brittle fingers, hunched so its head met the upper pane. Its skull was elongated, sloped. Its skin looked like wax stretched over a frame that wasn't human. I blinked. collapsed to the floor, hands over my ears, repeating, "They're dead, they're dead, they're dead." The next day, I checked the footage. I wish I hadn't. At 2:41, the front porch camera triggered. Something dropped from the roof. Not climbed, dropped. Its limbs were bent wrong, and it moved too smoothly, like a puppet dragged on strings. It paused at the door and lifted its head. Even though the footage was all shadows, I know it looked straight at me. It didn't speak, but something in me heard it, whispering, not with words, but memories. Hunger. That night, I locked every door, covered the mirrors, sat in the center of the room with every light on, and held a bat in my hand like it would help. I read everything I could, folklore, forums, and scanned pages of books no one sells anymore. Wendigo, not the movie monsters with antlers, the real thing, a spirit, a sickness, something ancient that feeds on grief and desperation. It wears the voices of the dead. It waits until your soul is so thin it can slip in. Some say you become one by eating flesh. Others say you have to be empty enough. If that's true, maybe I invited it in. I haven't left the house in 6 days. I hear them every night, sometimes from the forest, sometimes from inside the walls. The lights flicker. The cameras show static. Yesterday, I woke up to muddy footprints by my bed, one set, leading up to the window, none leading away. Please, if you're hearing this, if you're watching, tell me I'm not going insane. Tell me someone else has seen it, heard it, felt it standing just beyond the light. Because I don't think it's done with me, and I don't know how many more nights I can survive.